If you're listening to this podcast and you happen to be a distributor in pretty much anywhere,
Yeah,
because
if you're in the biz.
I mean, you can listen to this podcast if you're in southeastern Afghanistan, as long as you got coverage.
I was going to say Denmark, but yeah,
Right.
Southeast Afghanistan applies too.
I mean, I'm sure the Taliban really enjoys listening to our podcast, especially since we have this American flag right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're going foam firewood.
Look at these infidels.
Yeah,
Stupid infidels.
killed him.
Which, I mean, we've got some, that's one of the topics I wanted to get to, is like some of the craziness that's going on in Israel.
For sure.
However, before we go into heavy stuff, I do want to talk about, if you're cool with it, how cool of a month is October for sports?
Real quick before we hit that,
Okay.
get in here. It's the pod. It's G-Poo and Babyface because I grabbed the wrong guard this morning when I went to train.
You are kind of looking babyface.
I'm baby-faced hard. My wife hadn't even looked at me.
5 o'clock shadow, but that's about it. That's what I'm saying.
And it's a clear shadow.
Yeah.
My facial hair is blonde.
I haven't gotten rid of my, you call me G-Poo. I like that.
G-Poo. That used to be a name, right?
I didn't like it at first. My sister, our sister Hillary, was the first person to coin that term.
Yeah.
And then other people latched onto it, and I was always just like, "Oh, that's terrible. I hate it." But then I realized, I'm like, just accept it.
For sure.
Just go with it. So
That's how I was with real quick, that's how I was with the nickname Perv in high school. 'Cause
Yeah.
last name Purvis, it was like, we'd be out at played football game on a Friday night, and we're at a restaurant, eating dinner after the game, and all my teammates would be like, "Hey, Perv! Hey, Perv!" And then everybody that didn't know would look around and be like, "Oh, do we need to, where is he? Where is he?
where's Perv?
Where's Perv? We need to know who to stay away from," But, and at first I was like, I don't like that. That's, I don't know. At first I just didn't like it. And then I realized, I'm like, that's a term of endearment, So that's kind of where like Pervcast,
Right.
a large portion of it came from.
100%. And what's funny to me is that we've had this whole the perv thing, right? And anytime I'm around the friends of my brothers, okay, this happens all the time. We'll go fishing, or we'll be playing sports together, or we'll be like, this is when it happens the most for me, is when we're playing like Call of Duty online, or playing, like I used to play a bunch of Destiny with Justin,
for sure.
right?
Yeah.
Online. And his buddies would be like, "Hey, Perv, blah, 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 do this." And I'd be like, "Okay."
Not you.
Yeah, no, and you have to be more specific. You cannot, if you've got 2 or 3 of us, or God forbid, all 4 of us together, and you say, "Hey, Perv," that's not going to work out.
No,
we're all going to answer.
Yeah, you're getting. In fact, it's awesome. It makes me proud because at Cycle Bar, where our wives go work out, I've gone and done rides with my wife before, and her on-screen name on the scoreboard is Lady Perv 4.
That's nice.
So it's that's cool. And she said that she's had a lot of people that had like the same thought, that were like, "Who is this?" But here's the thing, not to insult you, but if you think that there's something weird, if it creeps you out, Pervcast or Lady Perv 4, or just Perv as a nickname to one of us brothers,
Right.
you're an idiot. You don't know how to spell.
Right. It's not spelled the same way that what you're thinking.
Yeah, it's
So.
Purvcast
Yeah.
on all the stuff. But, the other one.
Shout out, give us a follow,
That's right.
give us a like,
This is
share it.
That's what I've been lacking. Like, share, subscribe, rate.
Because if you look at our metrics, right?
Right.
Our metrics are like, there's so many people listening to it.
Yeah.
There's so many people downloading it. There's so many people listening to the Pervcast. What's not happening is like
Interaction.
Yeah, is like, just please hit the like button or share it with somebody, one person, and then it's so much better
For sure.
us.
And honestly, man,
We're not getting paid, but we just want other people to know about it.
yeah, for sure. And if you like it, share it, subscribe it, and we ought to put together
subscribe,
something
sure.
official. You know,
Yeah, just stick it like at the front or the back of each pod. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, start, snap a screenshot, send a picture on social media, and then we could compile this into a drawing to come and podcast with us,
Heck yeah.
promote your product.
Yeah.
I
I was just going to mention that we've got a lot of friends and relatives that have their own businesses or are franchisees or
For sure.
different things. So like if like I get it if you're like we don't want to be associated with those guys, like we understand. However, if you're like, you know what, we want the listeners of Pervcast to know about our product or hear about it, look, we are not above doing a shameless plug for 15 or 30
sure.
seconds. We'd love to do it. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that would be cool, especially if it's, like some of our family members or friends that are trying to get some of their stuff promoted. Like not much of a better way than put it out there
for
on the airwaves.
For sure. Yeah. That was one thing with Joy and Brittany. No BS with Joy and Brittany.
Right.
The podcast that I'm producing for them, which is like blowing up and growing really fast, which is super exciting.
That's great.
But, we've talked before and I'm like, hey, rising tide lifts all ships. Let's get in this thing together. And I want everybody to rise and go up. So that's
Absolutely. So if you're hearing this and you have an idea or you want to, put something out there, hit us up. We'd love to hear about it. We'd love to get you on there. I do want to say before we jump into sports, because that's our first segment.
Right.
Nice plaid shirt, dude.
Love it when a plan comes together, man.
Did we plan this out? Like, I mean, mine's a little bit lighter color, but I got the plaid, you got the plaid. Like,
yeah,
it's looking pretty good. It's almost like we have the same. What's that person called that gets people like
wardrobe director?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
the stylist.
Stylist. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So we do have a stylist that is hooking us up and helping us to bump up our appearance. We're stoked on that.
Just not look like the dude that we just pulled off the street. With that said, got to get into this. October, right? October has got to be one of the greatest sports months of the year. Now, I know that there's some other months out there that are probably running right with that, but just think about what's going on right now, sports-wise, and it should excite you, okay?
Oh, big time.
So we've got baseball playoffs, right? So there's like big stakes there, and some of these baseball playoff games have been
epic. They're always epic, dude.
I love it when the Royals or the Cardinals are in it, but
for sure,
just from the postseason, just how some of those late game heroics go, it's so exciting. It's fun to watch,
and that's what MLB is always lacking is stakes.
Yeah,
because of 162 games,
you're like, why do I care? It's just another game.
In the middle of June, you're like, this particular game has no impact on anything.
Right.
But then
you get to the postseason, it's a totally different ballgame.
Oh, but dude, I love it. And the one game play-ins.
Oh yeah, like it's so exciting. That brings the electricity of the college basketball playoffs and the NFL playoffs, where it's like if you don't win, you're done
for sure.
To Major League Baseball playoffs, which you don't usually get in one game, unless it's like. It's a 5-game series and both teams are tied 2-2.
For sure, yeah. It's got to be the most drastic transition from regular season to postseason.
Just like blah, boring ass games. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah. It goes from being considered a pastime to an intense sporting event.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is so cool.
And What's hilarious to me, if you watch very many Major League Baseball broadcasts on television throughout the season, I'm not talking about the game one, or I'm not talking about the first couple series of the season.
Right.
I'm talking about from the time we get into May until you go to like late September.
Right.
You watch a major league broadcast, and those stadiums are like half full at best.
For sure.
There's
Everybody's
so
sitting
many-
down.
yeah, there's so
cramming a hot dog.
There's
you know.
there's so many open seats.
Yeah.
Man, in the postseason, they flash to the crowd, and it is just the people are just smashed in there. There's a way over capacity on every postseason.
Oh yeah, yeah. And there's towels.
Yeah,
and,
everybody-
little, the like plastic inflated smashing sticks and everything. And it is truly.
Vuvuzelas. No, that's soccer, right?
Are you talking about a didgeridoo?
No, the vuvuzela, like the little
Horn thing.
horns, like
Like the Viking horn.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, I guess they do.
There's
do
a
that.
team that did vuvuzelas, but that was a soccer thing. But there wasn't a major league team that did those.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they like made it
Like illegal in the stadium.
because it was so annoying.
Actually, dude, that does sound familiar. Where it
Maybe
was like
Tampa Bay a couple years ago or something like that.
that sounds right. As soon as it started catching on, they were like, "All right, thunder sticks is one thing, trumpets,
Yeah. Everybody bring-
45,000 people
Yeah.
with trumpets. That's a little much."
We don't need European or South American soccer
Weapons,
riots.
vocal weapons.
Yeah,
yeah, riots.
So, but that's just one aspect of October. So you've got Major League Baseball playoffs, which is super exciting.
Yep.
And even if your team's not in it, it's still fun to watch. Then you've got NFL football, impactful NFL football, fun games, because not only do you have divisional games that are starting to matter, teams are starting to kind of take form. It's like, okay, is this going to be a good team or a bad team? So then you get to kind of judge on that. Then you get fantasy football, which just become like it kind of grows. Like it's super exciting right at the beginning, right before the season, and then once you get 3, 4, 5 games in, like our league with that we're in with all of our cousins, everyone in that league is either 3-2 or 2-3. So
which is wild.
Every single person, there's not one person that's running away with it, and there's not one person that's out of it. Every single person in that league is basically a contender.
Yeah.
And when you've got 12 different teams in a fantasy league that are all contending, they're all going for it.
That's exciting. And
makes it super
sometimes
fun.
opinions and tempers run high too.
Yeah, like we just did a trade in that league.
For sure.
And
our brosif.
yeah, all right. Do you want to talk about the trade?
Yeah, we'll throw it out real quick. Okay. So Grant offered me he wanted to receive Davante Adams.
Not to get into mind-numbing trade talk, but I feel like it's enough of a deal.
For sure. We'll make it quick, but we'll keep the history fresh. Real quick. So I drafted Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb blows out his leg.
Right.
Done. I also had Davante Adams.
That was your RB1.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
Best player on my team probably. Davante Adams. I had him. Grant comes at me. He's like, "Yo, Jonathan Taylor just signed this huge contract. He's playing. He's back, and it's a giant contract, so he's gonna run the ball a lot."
So it's not like, oh, Jonathan Taylor's back, but he might get traded next week. We don't know if he's,
Yeah. No,
that's the original. That's what everybody thought.
for sure. This is concrete RB1 for the Indianapolis Colts for a couple years at least.
Right.
And he's like, "Yo, give me Davante Adams. I'll give you Jonathan Taylor
And there was a kicker
and Michael Smith."
Yeah.
Was it Michael Smith?
No, Michael Wilson.
Michael Wilson.
The wide receiver for the leading wide receiver for the
Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
Like technically, I guess the other what's his name came from Baltimore.
Holiday. No, not Holiday.
Hollywood.
Hollywood. That's
Hollywood
right.
Brown.
Holiday Brown.
Hollywood Brown is there too, but
Yeah.
but Michael Wilson has been as good
For sure.
and has had more targets and catches. So like that was the kicker on the trade.
Yeah.
And Ethan was like, okay, that fills a role for me. It fills a role for you. So we did the trade. So it was Jonathan Taylor and Michael Wilson for
Davante Adams. Yeah. Who had an amazing 8-point game last night.
Okay, that's what's funny. You started
Michael Wilson.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
You started Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor had like a so-so game because they were like, okay, we're just working him back in slow.
Yeah. Still the Zach Moss show until next week.
And Zach
or the
Moss
week after.
Zach Moss blew up, right?
Yeah.
And then the funny part about it is Devontae Adams was a Monday night game.
Yeah.
And they were saying going into it, like, so I'm looking at my team on Sunday. I'm like, man, I don't know if I can play him.
Yeah.
Because they were saying he's a game time decision, right? Well, I get into this matchup, and the matchup that I'm in, I'm only like 4 points off of the lead in the matchup, and I only need 5 points to win the matchup because the person I'm playing is all their players are done. I need 5 points, and I thought to myself, I should just start this bench player because he'll probably get 5 points. Because if Devontae Adams doesn't play, I get 0.
Right.
So I ended up benching Devontae Adams after that huge trade.
For sure.
Didn't even play him. I played Jaden Reed, and he got me like 2 points, and I lost
Which
by 2 points.
the whole trade thing, the reason we're bringing it up is it's lackluster. It's just a trade. It's
Right.
not a big deal. There's nothing to it. But
It's a fantasy trade.
it's a fantasy trade. And the reason that it became interesting is because it's actually brothers against brothers
big
because
time.
we made the trade and then our other brothers, Justin and Andrew, took drastic offense because I think they both wanted either Jonathan. Well, I think they wanted Jonathan Taylor.
Or Devontae Adams.
Yeah, either one.
Yeah.
But either way, they took offense and at the fact that so they were just like grasping at straws to give us reasons why this was,
If you're talking about our brothers, Andrew
and Justin. Yeah.
They will probably find a way to be offended about something, whether or not, regardless of the fact of the merits of that, right?
Yeah,
sometimes they just want to mess with people, and I think that's what that was.
The term snowflake actually originated from no, not really.
I mean, I think they were literally. I think it was all tongue in cheek, but Drew last night, bless his heart, man, he was just absolutely just ripping our he basically ended his diatribe in our league chat with "This is clear collusion."
Yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
like, what?
Yeah. And he brought up that somehow my wife got paid in the process of this too, which I was like,
what?
Word, dude.
How does that
I
help?
hope.
How does that help anyone?
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah.
That's fun though. That's part of what makes it fun.
Yeah. So you got October, you got the fantasy stuff, you got NFL football, you got baseball playoffs, and NBA starts up, right? Later this month.
Yeah.
And NHL starts up later this month, and you get college football.
That's what I was going to bring up is meaningful college football.
Right, and then college football, the top 25 rankings have started, and that we're into conference play for everybody. So all those games you start to see every single week the top 25 and the potential playoffs. It all changes week to week. Mizzou lost a tough one to LSU Saturday.
Toughy, dude.
I mean, but Mizzou's looking good though. I mean,
I'm encouraged.
5-1. Yeah, I mean,
I'm encouraged by their offense because
same.
I thought going into this and talking with cousin Steve too, because he keeps real close tabs on the Mizzou program. And
shout out cousin Steve.
Shout out cousin Steve. Love you, dude. I was asking him, and he's like, man, I think that they're going to have a NFL player laden front on defense.
Right.
And I think that defensively, they're going to be absolute studs. He's like, I'm worried about offense. And then watching the first couple games too, you're like, dude, these are should be pushovers for an SEC school, and we are on the struggle bus to move the ball. And then it seems like once Brady Cook got healthy, things exploded. So don't let me. I'm not gonna. Not everybody cares about Mizzou.
Sure,
but it's fun that.
But we've got exciting weapons though. Cook's looking good. Luther
LB3, dude.
Luther Burden is definitely a top NFL talent. Probably when he's done at Mizzou. So he's exciting to watch. And then who's the running back? I'm blanking on his name right now.
He's built like Tony Temple. He's thick.
Right.
He's just. He's a bowling ball.
And watching him run the ball, I love to watch that.
For sure.
And that's a great compliment to have some of these. And we've got a couple other good receivers, too, that I'm not going to mention right now that are just, really talented,
kind of growing up in front of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Mizzou football has not been that fun to watch for a long time. It is this year. And that just kind of just compounds with all these other sports that are getting really fun to watch. So I'm just going to call it now. October is got to be one of the funnest months from a sports fan perspective.
For sure. October is the antithesis of either February or March.
Yeah, well, March gets good towards the middle to
Because
latter
of hot stove and stuff.
Well, March.
March
Madness.
That's why I said
But
February.
that's pretty much the only thing that's going on. I guess you're getting ready to start NBA playoffs at that point too.
Yeah,
They
but
start in April, right? Usually.
yeah, I think so. I'd say February then, because in February, like, okay, maybe the Super Bowl's that first week.
Yeah. Once the Super Bowl's over in February, it's pretty dead.
It's pretty depressing, you know, because like if you're a sports fan, I mean, my TV won't come on for like just days at a time. Whenever,
That's probably good. Your family probably appreciates that.
well, yeah, I don't know, they all love it too.
Yeah, that's
like it just feels, you know, my wife has told me so many times, like once football's over, she's like,
What do we do with our lives?
yeah. Well, she's like, even if we're not watching it,
Right.
it feels weird not to have it on.
Right. Sure.
You know, because it's like a family tradition, man.
Absolutely.
You know, you walk through, look over, and go, huh? I didn't think they'd be beating them that bad. You know, and then
I didn't think the Giants were this bad, but
yeah,
they are.
yeah. Congratulations on your giant contract, Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
You know, wild dude.
Better not get into that one.
No, better not. Hey, real quick, I'm going to show you this. This is going to be our transition topic. Actually, this topic might not last long, but it's hilarious. And I think I'll put the picture on the YouTube video.
Okay.
What
do you got for
I don't
me?
think I'll throw it on the socials. Maybe. Well, I don't know. I might, but definitely I'll cut it into the YouTube so that
Have you taken a
everybody
look
can
at
see
our?
it. Yeah, I checked it a couple times, and
We've had here recently. We've had a few audio issues, and we're just trying to make sure that does not continue. And what's crazy about it is, this is. I don't think you can avoid the audio issues sometimes.
you can't.
Because we have over the last 6 months really upgraded. I don't know if you can tell when you're listening to the pod and you go back and listen to like pods 1 through 10 or
Yeah.
1 through 8 or something like that, and then listen now.
It's unrecognizable.
We've got way better audio equipment, but there's still these like ghosts in the machine sometimes.
For sure.
And
you're still dependent on electronics. It's happened like just a couple times. We're working to have backups and things.
it's the rolling blackouts,
Rolling blackouts, dude. No, it's the
brownouts.
it's the freaking communists trying to shut us down, dude.
That's right.
Because they know that our message is strong.
Yeah.
But we're just being a little more careful. It's wild. SD cards will just get corrupted. Sometimes files will just like get corrupted. It's insane, so being a little more dilly on that, a little more diligent.
The cool thing is though, we always, and I'm saying this more for you, there's always a good product out there every week, pretty much week in, week out, even in spite of some of the snafus.
Yeah. And
Good job.
tough, man. Yeah, but it's fun to do it. So I just and it's fun to be consistent.
Yeah.
It's fun to be consistent.
Absolutely.
So that's
And I mean, we've got just a few more months and we will have been going for a year. So
yeah, which is wild. That's crazy.
so exciting.
Yeah, tons of fun. It just honestly, man, it's nice to have like such a fun hobby that like can and is and will grow into like something. It's fun to have a hobby with this kind of potential.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess is the thing.
It's not like we started this hobby with the idea of it being like this like massive multimedia prestige worldwide type of thing. However, the organic growth and the organic interest that we've had from a lot of people has just kind of made it bigger than maybe we thought at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
thank you for listening, and please continue to share it and like it.
yeah, absolutely.
Subscribe to it.
Subscribe, and if you send us proof, we will enter it into a drawing and draw the names, and that drawn name will join us in studio on camera behind one of our microphones for an episode, which would be fun.
We'll take our lavalier mics and we'll go to a Chiefs game together.
That is what I'm talking about. That's why I wanted to get these. Just got to make sure they're I don't trust anything. I don't trust any electronics anymore. So now I'm like super weary of all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
All right, so on the HD stream here, we probably got about 5 minutes, I would guess. All right, so I want to show you this.
Give it to me.
This was at Republican Golden
All right.
just yesterday.
Okay.
All right, you see so many guys. If you guys remember my story from Bryce and I's podcast just like a month ago,
Talking about the homeless dude.
about the homeless dude sitting against the stop sign with the sign, it's like homeless and hungry, anything helps, God bless, need, yada, yada, yada. I've seen...
And this dude had Bryce's...
not Bryce's, one of the guys from work,
Right.
his hat on,
His hard hat.
that had flown out the window,
Right.
which is just
Yeah.
epic and hilarious.
I can't tell you how many people have come up to me and told me they've quoted that story to me and they've been like, dude, that was so freaking
We're dying, dude. It was great. But this guy, man, witnessed this in real life.
Okay. Need cash for big booty hoes.
Yes, dude. I'm gonna put the picture in the YouTube.
Dude, hold on. Where was this?
Republican Golden,
Oh my god.
essentially on the CVS property.
I would not have believed it if you hadn't shown me the picture. That is crazy. You know what?
I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like,
Did he
really?
Did he mean to? No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he meant to say.
oh
I was trying to figure out if he just was bad at spelling
no,
and he was trying to say something else, but he actually is trying to say,
no. This guy is an excellent speller.
I need money for big booty hoes.
That is his sign. Dude, you know what I did?
No, dude, come on. You did not.
I gave him $40.
No, you didn't, dude.
No, I didn't give him anything. But I thought, dude, how it would be funny if, I've passed so many of these
Big
guys.
booty hoes, I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but I would imagine that big booty hoes are not cheap.
Well, sir, in the context that he's presenting,
Right.
I'd
Maybe
guess
they,
not.
maybe, okay. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know.
I don't either. But I did.
I'm happily married. I don't want to say I'm happily married to a big booty hoe because she's not, but she has one.
A hoe. She's not
a hoe, but
Yeah.
she has a big booty. I get my big booty kicks
maritally.
in the most awesome way ever, and that's being married to one. But this dude is he believes that that's the way to tug at people's heartstrings.
Yeah.
To give him money is to tell them that that he needs money to go out and buy that.
Yeah, instead of saying disabled veteran, 16 kids,
Right.
9 dogs, need cash to get back to Montana, it literally says that. Which is so, I don't know, I thought it was so funny.
Hold on. It says need money for big booty hoes. Mm-hmm. Hold
Yeah.
on. Can I just present to you a possible
need cash.
cash for big booty hoes? Okay. So let's just I want to throw something out here.
Okay.
What it sounds to me and to you like is that this guy needs money to go out and find some
Toots.
lot lizards.
Yes, or as I love the way that Theo Vaughn puts it, toots.
Yeah, okay. That's what it sounds like, okay?
Yeah.
Let me present to you an alternative way of looking at this.
Okay.
I already presented one, but let me present a second one.
Okay.
This may be more accurate. Let's say that this guy has 3 to 4 daughters. Okay.
Oh no.
Hold on, bear with me. Let's say he has. I mean, he looks old enough to probably have 3 or 4 daughters. So let's say he has 3.
Oh no.
Let's say he has 3 to 4 daughters that are promiscuous women.
Okay.
They also have big butts. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Lots of kids.
and lots
Because
of
of their
kids.
habits?
Exactly. And they all live with him still.
Right.
So he's providing for them.
And he's like, I'll go out and provide for you, but it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make this easy on you.